With me today is Kathy Moulton. She's a Canadian and British and now Italian lawyer, mother of three, and a yoga instructor who's based in Milan. Shortly after arriving in Italy, she followed her passion for women's rights and health and entered into the maternal health field. Kathy is the founder of Kalila Community, a centre for women in the heart of Milan, offering courses and services for women throughout pregnancy and beyond. Welcome, Kathy, to my little studio.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Kathy, tell me, first of all, Kalila, what does it mean and why did you choose that name for your community?
So Kalila, it's a little bit of a difficult name. There's always a question about how to pronounce it, and I say it doesn't matter how you pronounce it. Basically, when I was trying to name this project that was born along with my first child, I was sort of looking through baby name books, and I found the name Kalila, which is also sort of a combination of my name, which is Kathy, and my daughter's name, which is Lila. So I liked that it was sort of a mixture of the two of us. And then I also liked the fact that it meant dearly loved, which was how we wanted moms and women to feel when they were in our project or in our community. So I chose it for that reason.
I guess that originally you were aiming, your target audience was the international community. You were offering something for English speakers, maybe people who first arrive in Milan and don't speak Italian, for example. But now do you find that you also service the local community as well as the expat community?
So I started teaching yoga and working as a, I guess, sort of translator for our birth course, in part because I didn't really speak, I could understand Italian, but I didn't really speak Italian. I didn't feel comfortable teaching in Italian. And so I taught for the first few years in English. I had Italians who would come anyways. I really haven't transitioned fully into only Italian because I always get really heartwarming feedback from moms who tell me that meeting the community, meeting me and meeting the others who teach here really changed their whole prenatal and postnatal experience in such a positive way. And when you hear comments like that from people and you realize that something that you were just doing as part of your day kind of, had such an impact on somebody else, it's hard to leave that behind and say, oh, I'm just going to switch to Italian because it would be easier to have more clients. We do get a lot of Italian clients. We get a lot of Italian clients who just like the approach that we have here, the openness, and the sort of international vibe that's here. You see that people can really come together even if they don't speak the same language. We share moments in prenatal yoga between moms, even if the language is not perfect, they bond and they become friends. And oddly enough, we've even had like groups of French moms coming together. So not all from France, but just moms who all speak French who get together and moms who all speak Spanish. And so that's kind of amazing as well. It's a good feeling to see that.
I was thinking about the way that our website, MumAbroad, has grown over the years. It started off focusing on mums women who are pregnant, and then mums with young babies, and then with toddlers and young children. Yeah. And that was because the founders at the time were experiencing that they had young babies and toddlers. But now we have teenagers and, thinking about the menopause, it's that time of our lives. And so we're now writing blogs, interviewing people and putting more information on our website about teenagers and women who are kind of middle-aged. So the website has grown organically with us and our growth and our experiences. So do you find the same with Kalila, that it's changing as you change, as your children get older, as your experience?
Absolutely. I mean, so Kalila started, it wasn't just me, it was myself and another girl. Her name is Claire Sambolino, another woman. She is the other co-founder of Kalila. We didn't know each other in our first pregnancies. We met here in Milan with our first babies, and we had both had the same sort of frustration during our pregnancy about how people kind of approach women's health, and we really wanted to, and in fact, it was our slogan for a while, we wanted to revolutionize the way that we think about women's health. So we started online with a website, and of course, our focus was not in Italy. Our focus was not for writing in Italian to Italian moms, but was all in English. It was all focused on women's health, women's rights, women's wellness. And from there, we started offering services online, so courses, one-on-one. Claire is a nutritionist, and she's also a life coach. And we were developing as well a clothing line that was for pregnancy, for working out, for running. So we started online, and then we made this beautiful collection of clothing that we're still super proud of. And then we evolved from the things that we were doing. The more and more we became part of the community here in Milan, we evolved into taking our courses into a studio, and that's where we are now. So we have an actual studio, and there's up to almost 20 professionals, all except one, who are women, who work out of this studio. And we formed this amazing collaboration where people come here and they really feel part of the community, and they offer what they have. So we've expanded. We are still at the core for women and for maternal health, obviously, but maternal health includes everything from infertility to abortion rights to prenatal services to menopause, the whole gamut. So we have the physical wellness, the emotional wellness, the mental health, all of that stuff in here. So I have to say, Claire and I, when we look at the journey that we've come, we are really proud of what Kalila, we used to refer to Kalila as a person, had a mind, body, and soul. Like, that's how we used to describe her in early business plans. And we're proud of what she's grown into.
I know that you're dedicated to empowering women on their journey through motherhood. Yes. How do we do that exactly?
So we do that with basically through information, which is providing them with the information that allows them to make the choice that is best for them. Empowerment is sort of this concept where you don't really do it for somebody. You just give them the tools that they need so that they can empower themselves. So in all of our birth courses and all of our prenatal courses that we have here, we offer as much information, even if it's something that doesn't necessarily would be a choice that we would make, that would be a journey that we would take. We still give all of the information. To give you a small example, for years there still is this, a doula midwife kind of conflict in Italy. We have always, I wouldn't say promoted, but we've always offered information about what doulas are and what they can provide for families, because we believe that once parents have evidence-based information, they can make their own choices, even if for somebody else it would seem like a strange choice. And this goes into our section in the birth course where we talk about birth rights as well, for example, because it's an aspect that's not really discussed in Italy. And we think it's fundamental that parents know that when they go into the hospital, even though they're giving birth, their bodily autonomy and their rights that they have for informed consent to make decisions still exists and doesn't just disappear because they're going in to give birth. I think we're also a studio that has empowerment through the providers, because all of the people who work out of here, some of them actually start as moms who take courses, who have a passion, who have a passion for something. They're small businesses, small entrepreneurs that are launching, and we offer them a space at a very fair price so they can launch their business, and they go on, they work out of here, they go on and do other stuff. And so that's also a bit of empowerment. I mean, everybody needs that sort of first step to get out the door, to get their business going. And we like to be able to offer that here to other women like ourselves who are looking to launch themselves.
So you work very much on a local level in terms of building community in Milan. Presumably with your online work and the fact that you have a website, you also reach a national women all over Italy. But also with your foundation, you go further afield, don't you? And you fundraise for I'm not sure what for, but for other women. So can you explain a bit about what you do with that?
Yeah. So the foundation started, we always wanted to have an aspect of giving back to Kalila. We always refer to it as a social enterprise. And what we do now is we work very closely with two organizations here. One is called Emergency, which is really well known in providing emergency medical care in war-torn countries and countries that have displaced people. And we started one of our main activities, we've done a couple, is called Rummage for a Cause. And we basically get donations from clothing from everyone around. We basically give a shout out for donations for gently used clothing. We set the studio up with all of the stuff. We charge €5 to come in, and everything is €1. And so you can come in, you rummage. It's kind of hard to explain to Italians because this rummage aspect for them is they're like, what? But we have a lot of international people who show up. We raised €400 the first time we did it in 1.5 days, and then we raised €600 the second time we did it, which is a lot considering everything costs €1, sorry. So we're really proud of that. And then we also work with another organization here locally that has a supermarket, and basically low-income families who need support can go and get a card. So that's good for 6 months, and they can shop there for free at the supermarket. And so we collect donations for them. Last year we did a reverse advent calendar. So every day we ask people to bring us stuff instead of opening a calendar, but to bring a donation.
I love the reverse advent calendar idea. I think that's a great one. And
it was fun.
Children can join in as well with
Yeah, I mean, we've done events like that in similar events. We've always had like a Santa Claus as well that came for a while, and kids would bring a present for kids in foster care. So we've done lots of stuff. For me, it's fundamental. I mean, we're in such a great position to reach people that I feel that we have an obligation to do our part. So we're really happy when we get to do stuff like that.
So if people want to find out more about Kalila and your work, I'm going to show your website address at the bottom of the screen. And if they go to kalilacommunity.com, they will find your contact details, so your email address and phone number. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kathy. It's been really interesting finding out more about Kalila Community.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure for me as well.
Your favorite restaurant in Milan?
Terrible name, but great food. It's called Solo Pizza Cafe in Via Solari.
Your favorite weekend activity for the family in the city?
Biking on the Naviglio.
And your favorite getaway outside of Milan?
Oltrepo Pavese.
Where's that?
It's the region around Pavia, and it's got great little wineries, but it's very unknown. It's not as famous. It's really pretty, and you can bike and hike and stuff.
If you had to choose, would it be pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
One thing that you would like to change about Milan?
Ooh, I would like to change the work-life balance, because people work till at least 10, 11 o'clock, and I don't think that's good for women or families.
What do you love about Italians?
Their warmth and their closeness.
And one piece of advice for families thinking of relocating to Milan?
On an administrative level, things are very hard in Italy, but if you ask the right questions, you can always get things done.
Best way to get around in the city?
Walking.
What do you miss from home?
I'm Canadian, so I miss nature.
And finally, your life in 3 words.
Blessed, busy, and fun.